I knew something was wrong the second she walked through the door. She wouldn't look at me, just headed straight for the kitchen as if putting distance between us was the first thing on her mind. Her shoulders were so tense, and when she finally managed a hello, her voice was barely a whisper. I asked if she'd had a long day, a simple, open question. "I don't want to talk about it," she replied. That was the first alarm bell. She always told me everything. She grabbed a glass of water, deliberately avoiding my gaze the entire time. Then her phone buzzed on the counter. The screen lit up just for a second, but it was long enough for me to see the preview. A message from a name I'd never seen before. It read, "I can't stop thinking about last night. My heart just dropped. It felt like the floor fell out from under me." She snatched the phone up before I could process it. "Who was that?" I asked, trying to keep my voice steady. "Just a coworker," she said. "Sending memes." I couldn't help but respond. "Memes don't usually sound like romantic confessions." She rolled her eyes, making me feel like I was the one being ridiculous. "I'm exhausted," she said. "I don't want to fight." I told her I wasn't trying to fight, I just wanted some honesty. But she just slipped her phone into her pocket and walked upstairs, leaving me standing alone in the kitchen, staring at the empty doorway. A cold, heavy feeling started to settle in my chest. Later that night, she came downstairs in her pajamas, acting like everything was perfectly normal. She sat beside me on the couch, but her phone stayed clutched in her hand. Every time a notification came through, she would angle the screen away from me, a small, subtle movement that screamed guilt. "Is everything okay with us?" I asked, needing to hear her say it. "Of course," she said, but her voice was hollow. It didn't match the words at all. I asked her again, more seriously this time. She just looked away. I knew. I knew right then she was hiding something. The next morning, she left early, claiming she had a team meeting she'd never mentioned before. A little while later, something prompted me to check the location app on her phone. A feature she'd long forgotten, she shared with me. My blood ran cold. She wasn't at her office. She was at a hotel across town. My stomach twisted into a painful knot as I read the name of the place. I drove there, my hands shaking on the wheel, praying the whole way that I was wrong, that there was some logical explanation. When I arrived, I saw her car parked near a side entrance. I parked my own car where she wouldn't see me and just waited, my heart pounding against my ribs. 5 minutes later, she stepped out of the hotel. And she wasn't alone. She was with a man I didn't recognize, and they were holding hands. He leaned in and whispered something that made her smile. It was a genuine, radiant smile, the kind of smile I hadn't seen from her in months. It felt like the world tilted on its axis. I couldn't breathe. I just watched as he walked her to her car. Before she got in, he kissed her, a deep, familiar kiss that she returned without a moment's hesitation. The pain was unbearable, but I took a photo. I needed proof. I needed to know I wasn't going crazy. The drive home was a blur. I was completely numb, barely aware of the road. When she came home later that evening, she had the audacity to kiss my cheek like nothing had happened. I couldn't stand it. I stepped back. "What's wrong?" she asked, her voice suddenly filled with manufactured concern. "We need to talk," I said. She sat down slowly, her eyes wide. Finally sensing the shift in the air, I started calmly. "How was the team meeting?" "It was fine," she said. "Nothing special." My voice was quiet when I asked the next question. "Who was the man at the hotel?" The color drained from her face. She looked like a ghost. "I can explain," she whispered, her voice trembling. "Then try," I said. She started stammering, babbling about work-related stress and feeling overwhelmed. I cut her off. "Work stress doesn't lead to secret hotel meetings." She finally broke, covering her face with her hands and starting to cry. "I never wanted to hurt you," she sobbed. "How many times?" I asked. The silence stretched on before she finally whispered, "It's been going on for months." I felt what was left of my heart just crumble. "Why?" I asked, my voice cracking. "Why didn't you just tell me you were unhappy?" She looked up at me, tears streaming down her face. "Because I didn't want to lose you." The irony was suffocating. "You lost me the moment you decided to lie to me," I told her. She begged me to understand, to forgive her. "Oh, I understand perfectly," I said. "Just not in the way you want me to." She swore she would end it with him immediately. "Why now?" I asked. "Why didn't you end it before I found out?" She had no answer. I need space, I told her. I need you to leave. She sobbed harder, saying she couldn't imagine her life without me. You should have tried to imagine life with me, I said, before you started building another one with someone else. Through her tears, she packed a bag. As she stood at the door, she looked back, her eyes pleading for one last chance I wasn't ready to give.